Good morning. My name is Mary. You will remember me most because of the stories that include my sister Martha and Lazarus. I spent a lot of time with Jesus of Nazareth, both inside and outside of our home. And the thing that I loved most was how he included everyone in his teachings. He made everyone feel like they were a vital part of his ministry. That's how he made me feel. He encouraged us to learn and grow and seek wisdom and insight. And in his teachings, he broke down all of those barriers of race, religion, culture, gender, and helped us to see that every person was a unique and wonderful child of God. His teachings, they enraged the authorities and even those who followed him oftentimes found it confusing. I remember the time that he picked up a stone in the middle of a crowd where a woman was actually going to be stoned. And he held out and said, "Anyone without sin cast the first stone." Of course, they all scattered. And that woman eventually became part of our family. Then there's the story of the woman at the well, the Samaritan woman. And she sat with Jesus, and they had this most amazing encounter during which he tore down the veil between religions and between gender. I think of the story of the woman who came to Jesus for help. And at first Jesus rejected her, and she wasn't having none of it, and started this back and forth conversation with Jesus, and eventually enabled him to see things differently. Then there was the time he held up the actions of the Good Samaritan, saying that this was how we should behave. Even the little things, like stopping on the road to talk to the random person, pulling children into his circle and blessing them, reminding us that we all must be children, or sending us out to pick grain on the Sabbath so that we could be fed. All of these things helped us to envision a world that was marked by justice and held in care and compassion. A dream of a world where all of us lived in right relationship with all creation. The final week of his life, Jesus kind of ramped it up a little bit. And there was a sense of urgency in what he said and did. I know now that he wanted to imprint on our hearts and minds his dream, so that we might be empowered to continue in his footsteps. The night I want to share with you happened after the parade, after the scene in the temple after Elizabeth anointed him. He called us all together to a place of prayer. Now, this wasn't unusual, for prayer was something that Jesus encouraged all of us to do, and we did it together on a regular basis. But there was something different on this night. As Jesus began to pray, his words that spoke of strength and courage, of unity and peace, rested in my soul in a profound way. And I knew in that moment that this was not just a prayer, that those of us who were gathered were being consecrated and commissioned to step out and change the world in his name. And this prayer was not just for us. In his own words, it was a prayer for all who would come to believe through us. And that means you. We were faithful witnesses. And because we were, you know the stories. You know the power and the passion of Jesus. And now you are entrusted with this ministry. And may all who come to believe be blessed through you.